right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Boardwalk Bowl. This is Matt Canizar, laneside here, behind lanes 13 and 14, and 17 and 18. It is time for the Group Stepladder Finals of the 2017 PWBA Orlando Open. We are joined by Boardwalk Bowl General Manager Kendra Gaines. Welcome.
Thanks, Matt. Pleasure being here with you, and looking forward to some fantastic bowling by these ladies.
All right, well, Kendra working hard to keep things running smooth here at Boardwalk Bowl, and of course the driving force in bringing the PWBA here this year and next year even back on the schedule in 2018. Kendra, a two-time PWBA champion, and competed this week, bowled very well, made our casters round, so got to be happy about that performance, getting the competitive itch back a little bit, I would hope, and perhaps we'll see you at a few more events coming up next year. And now we have in our first group stepladder matches here in our Group A stepladder on our left-hand side here. You guys are seeing it right now. We have our split screen going, so pretty neat little technology we have. Shannon O'Keefe and Aaron McCarthy, and the winner here will move on to meet the group stepladder leader on the A side, Liz Johnson, who is going for her 7th TV appearance in 9 events here in 2017. Our other match, homecoming of sorts for Stephanie Johnson. She's taking on Josie Ernest Barnes. The winner will meet the red hot Kelly Kulick, who has really got the momentum going here in 2017. So a lot of excitement here. Interesting format, Kendra, a little different than back in your day on the PWBA Tour. But what do you think about this event so far and where we are right now?
First, I think you're calling me old, but
experienced.
Experienced, that's right. It's really unique. I mean, the ladies actually have a chance from all aspects. You know, you're never really out of it, which is a unique thing. You know, back in my day, if you had a really bad look, you just couldn't get there. This format does allow you to kind of hang in there, and when you can turn it on, you have a pop to make it. So it's pretty exciting. These girls have bowled amazing. It was really nice to get back out on the lanes and get that competitive fire going again, and it kind of made me realize how much I miss it. But it's just it was a tough pattern this week, and these ladies here are showing how it's done on this pattern.
All right, 37-foot oil pattern, a little bit unique, a little tricky, as you said, kind of an hourglass shape on the graph if you understand that sort of thing. But really just go out there, you throw the ball, depending on what happens, you move, you adjust, and you find your way through the long format here. 12 games of qualifying yesterday, and then we came back today for the 6-game cashers round, and then after 18 games, total pinfall determined the 12 who advanced to round robin match play, so 6 more games there. The leader in each group automatically qualified for the TV show already. Birgit Poplar of Germany leading the Group A standings by quite a bit. She's your #1 seed. Danielle McEwen leading Group B. She'll be #2 for the TV show that will air in August 15th, and it will be taped August 6th as part of the US Women's Open in Plano, Texas. So again, a unique format where the finalists advance to the big TV day, and we'll have 4 TV shows that day in Plano. So that'll include the finalists from next week's St. Petersburg Clearwater Open and from the nationwide Rochester Open as well. So interesting, cool at the same time. Birgit Poplar now has to book a flight. She'll be going home to Germany after the next couple weeks, has to bowl the World Games in Poland, and then she'll be coming back for the TV show.
Yeah, Birgit, she had contacted me after, she was here for, I think, the swing prior, and she contacted me asking if she could leave some equipment here while she went home to Germany. So it's a good excuse to have to come back and play in the US Open.
Well, we're about to find out who her potential opponents might be. Shannon O'Keefe out to a quick start, leading Aaron McCarthy here after 3 frames, and Stephanie Johnson and Josie Ernest Barnes even. Pretty neat to see Stephanie Johnson back on the lanes here. Homecoming for her first event of 2017 after the birth of her daughter Kinsey. 3 months ago. So she's been working hard to get back here, and a very special return in the place that she really fell in love with bowling. As she described it, came here to the University of Central Florida for college. Bowled and worked here at Boardwalk. Trained under the watchful eye of Pat Costello, the USBC Hall of Famer. So the homecoming to her home center, so to speak, and then of course back to the tour. And should Stephanie advance to make the TV finals, it would be in her current home center where she works as a group sales coordinator at Plano's Super Bowl. So just a great story all around, and the momentum she has coming in here. I can't imagine the pressure she felt just having to perform this week, and she's handled it so well, and here she is in the group stepladder.
Sure. I mean, coming back after having a child is definitely a challenge in itself, and you know, Stephanie was very excited to come back here, as this was her home center for so many years through college. So, you know, I think she felt at home a little bit, which probably eased some of the nerves that might have been stacked against her. Shannon is bowling so amazing over here. You know, she was really tricked up the first squad of the tournament yesterday, and it looks like she's worked real hard and grabbed some bowling balls with a little bit of surface to make her ball read the lane the right way. And she's definitely got one of the more physical sound games out here, and it's pretty impressive to watch right now.
These ladies are in week 9 of their 14-week tour season, coming off a major Go Bowling at PWBA Players Championship won by Liz Johnson. Again, Liz making 6 TV appearances in her first 8 events, looking for her 7th. Pretty incredible year she's having, looking for a 3rd consecutive PWBA Player of the Year award. Shannon O'Keefe had a great couple of years and missed a couple of events and underperformed at a couple majors. Otherwise, she could have been in contention for a Player of the Year award as well. But there's so many great storylines, and storylines that almost didn't happen while there was not a PWBA Tour.
Sure. It's, you know, it's such a great sight to see the ladies have a place to play again. And when I had the opportunity to bring the tour here to Orlando, I couldn't pass it up. You know, as a former player, it was always nice to have wonderful facilities to go to, and, you know, these ladies need those places to showcase their talents, their skills on their own field, and we're happy to bring them here. We had a great crowd last night. We have a great crowd right now, and the locals couldn't wait to bowl in the Pro-Am, and we're so happy that we're on the schedule next year as well.
Well, we do appreciate the hospitality, and of course, as a former player, you understand what these events are about from both sides of it. So treated the players incredibly well, and the fans did come by and say hello and tell us how much they were looking forward to being a part of this, not just watching, but Pro-Am of 200 plus. So great support there. And again, I think that's the key thing at all of these stops is just the red carpet that the players are experiencing in the event, and just very special for them. And spending a lot of time in the bowling center, hanging out, signing autographs, just being a part of it, even when they're not bowling. So I think that's great, and the fans have been terrific. Full house here, and you know, very nice of you to open the doors free of charge to expose the local community to the PWBA Tour.
You know, I was inviting everyone, you know, people I met at the grocery store, you know, until you really experience this. I had some new hires, actually, potential new hires come in, and they were asking what was going on when we were setting it up. And I said, have you ever been to a professional bowling event before? And they said no. And I said, here's your opportunity to come for free. You get to see the best women bowlers in the world without paying admission. And, you know, I just think it's a real treat for people, even if you don't bowl. It's just an amazing sight to see the skill that these ladies have. And, you know, for some people, it's once in a lifetime to come and witness a professional event.
Well, we've had a lot of games bowled this week, 24 for these competitors, and now things starting to click, it looks like. During our group stepladder, Shannon O'Keefe, front 6 here, leading the way against Aaron McCarthy, and Josie Ernest Barnes now with a 4-bagger against Stephanie Johnson, putting the pressure on the 2015 Rookie of the Year in her home center, so to speak. And Shannon O'Keefe still going here. Jason Thomas is right next to us with his fancy camera as well. trying to capture a little bit of history here, but #1 goal right now is to win this game.
Yeah, you know, you can't win this game. It's kind of tough to get to that show. So Shannon looks like she's really lined up, and she's got her tempo and timing down just right. Josie seems to have it on as well. Looks like Stephanie had a little trouble over there, and I feel her pain. I have that same look. You get it just a little bit right, and it doesn't want to tip up, and you get it in, and it definitely wants to take off on you. So they're definitely a little tricky this week. Well, I will say, Erin's not going away just yet. Erin looks like she's worked herself in there and kind of got her angles down. Nice spare by Stephanie.
Shannon O'Keefe a little bit motivated this week, coming off of last week's major. She just missed cashing. She was the first one out. So after that many games of qualifying, to come up a few pins short, and she did it with a 167 finish. To have to walk out of the bowling center, or even stay in the bowling center. In her case, she was part of the TV shows. A little bit sour, I think, but definitely motivating at the same time to come back and do even better this week.
Well, I will tell you, it was a pleasure watching her be a commentator on TV. She is kind of a natural there. So I know she prefers to be on this side of the camera, though, and I don't blame her.
Here she is putting on a show right now for the fans here at Boardwalk Bowl.
Wow,
Gets the
very
4-pin
nice.
to go, absolutely. If you're just tuning in, this is the Group Stepladders of the PWBA Orlando Open. Shannon O'Keefe taking on McCarthy, and Josie Ernest Barnes and Stephanie Johnson. So again, great storylines here. And for these players, you mentioned Shannon O'Keefe, being part of the TV telecast, and when it's not her, it's Kelly Kulick or Carolyn Dorn-Ballard, and tough break there for Josie. Opening the door a little bit. We've seen quite a few 7-10s actually.
Yeah, it's very easy for that ball just to scoot just a little too far and get behind that head pin, and you leave that switching 7-10, and it's so deflating. Oh, that's got to cross over. We've seen some of those too, Matt.
Well, you mentioned the tricky pattern. What was the key here? We saw from back here there was a spot down lane. You wanted to get there almost like cheetah, where you could bounce it off that spot, whether you were going at it from the left in your case, or down the lane like some of our more classic styles.
Sure.
But what was the secret out there to get to the pocket?
You know, the biggest thing was kind of getting it through the front. You needed a ball that was clean enough to get through the front, but really could read the lane. Girls who were able to use the stronger equipment definitely had more success, because they can kind of float it through the front and let it read off of that without going sideways. So, stronger balls were definitely an option. Looks like Shannon may have, I'm not 100% sure what she's throwing, but she put a little surface on something that might be more of a mid-range ball to kind of get that same thing where it's a little scooty through the front, but reads the mid lane just right and rolls off of it versus hooking off of it. And I will tell you, they're super speed sensitive. So if your speed was a little bit inconsistent, you definitely could wash out. If you were a little firm, a little soft, it definitely takes off.
All right, and that's pretty similar to what this left-handed guy saw sitting in the booth all week long, and very easy to miss that spot down lane. And if you miss it or you hit it too early, it's going through the face, and very easy to hit that skid down lane as well. So Erin saw that in the 9th frame with the washout.
Sure.
And now she'll finish things up here. Shannon O'Keefe, though, front 9, live here on Extra Frame. Tell all your friends, tune in right now. Stephanie Johnson.
Stephanie can get there. Very nice. She's not going away yet.
Terrific shot. Josie with the 7-10 in the 7th frame. Opening the door. Stephanie can get to 228. That'll put the pressure on Josie. Josie will have a chance to shut her out, though. She'll step up and finish first. This next one crucial for Johnson. Regardless of the outcome, what a great week. What a great return for Stephanie.
Nice week by Erin. She really struggled yesterday in the morning, but kind of figured out how to get that angle down, and she really made a run today and bowled some big games to get there.
All right, big shot for Johnson here, 228 max. Stubborn 10-pin. O'Keefe now looking for a little piece of PWBA history here. Plus the 300s are cool. Everybody likes the strikes.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Just got around that one a little quick. Got it inside of target. But she sealed that victory up, and now she gets to face Liz. That is no picnic there.
Your
Liz,
reward.
Yeah, your reward for sure. Liz is on fire. I keep telling her how, I see her and it's amazing. She just keeps coming at it. And how many shows in a row would this be?
It was, well, she had 5 in a row at one point, and she missed one.
Right.
Then she was back on at the Players Championship, so this would make 7 out of 9 if she can advance out of this stepladder.
Amazing. I recall there was a season that Carolyn Doran-Ballard had a similar run where years ago she made an amazing amount of shows.
Well, CDB almost did it again.
I know.
She tossed a couple of rough games in there today. Otherwise, we'd be looking at her right now.
Easy to do. Easy to do.
All right, Shannon O'Keefe, front 9, 3-6-10, finishes with 277, 276. She defeats Erin McCarthy, who had 203. Our other match, Josie, the baby split now.
And she spares it.
Picks it up.
That's big.
So she can get to 224 now. Best Stephanie can do. 207. Josie will just need a mark here in the 10th frame. She will advance to take on Kelly Kulick. So your reward for winning today for Shannon O'Keefe, she gets to take on the red hot player and Liz Johnson, who kind of snuck around the first couple of rounds, and then all of a sudden she was the leader. That's what Liz does.
Oh,
and
no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Gosh, that's unfortunate timing.
Second 7-10 this game for Josie Ernest. Had one in the 7th and now in the 10th.
So unfortunate. They are never fun, but when you need it or want it, it's the worst time. All right.
So Josie did pick up a title last year. So getting that first one, I think, out of the way. Somebody who is expected to win or bowl well and to finally get it. I can't imagine what that feels like, whether it takes away all the pressure or it adds more, I'm not sure. All right, big opportunity for Johnson here. Gotta have a double to advance.
Okay. That grit just never goes away.
I'm gonna guess there's a few Stephanie Johnson fans from her days here, and they're not really surprised at what they just saw on that shot, but this one equally as important. Gotta have it. Pat Costello, her coach, has been here the whole time. Refused to come on and talk because she wanted to make sure that Stephanie was comfortable and had everything she needed, making the right moves, and it paid off. Here we are. Gotta have it. Stephanie Johnson buries it.
She looked like she had a little unsure footing there for a second, but she got it done.
Well, the old Florida weather, I think that's where she has the advantage. Knowing it's been raining and it's been muggy, and approach has been a little bit tacky. We saw even earlier today, just off camera, we had a foul gutter in the first frame of a game, and You just never know. And then, of course, the monsoon came just a little while ago. Shot the power out here for a minute. And now Johnson can keep her footing. Throw one more good shot. She will advance.
Very nice.
All right, there you have it. So Stephanie stepping up, taking advantage of the opportunity. 2 7-10s by Josie Ernest, keeps her in it, and Stephanie throws all 3 in the 10th to sneak by. She will advance now to take on Kelly Kulick. Shannon O'Keefe will meet Liz Johnson.
I'm excited for these matches. They're gonna be some good ones.
Got 4 of the best in the world. They've teamed up for international glory. Gold medal shared. So they go way back. A lot of matches bowled between these 4. Last week in the Players Championship, it was Kelly and Liz for the title. Liz prevailing. And then they turn around 10 minutes later and bowled again for the finals of one of the other events. So chances are, if you turn on the TV again any Tuesday night, CBS Sports Network, you're going to see Liz or Kelly or both, and so many other great young talented players, rising to the occasion this year. Don't want to spoil any of the upcoming TV shows, but we've said it all week. There was history made.
Sure.
There was tears cried for sure.
It is impressive to see the young talent. It's just a totally different game than it was, back in my time. And so to see these young ladies have a platform to play on is very exciting for me. And it was definitely a pleasure to compete against and watch them, be a spectator while beside them. So the tour definitely has a bright future with all these young ladies.
Just players from all over the world coming to join us. We had a dozen countries represented. We saw Malaysia have a great run here in the last swing. Singapore before that. Global sport, certainly, and everybody's making their way over here. They want to compete against the best.
Sure, that's the one way to get better. If you're on the verge of, wanting to try and be a pro, come out, give it a try. You can enter as an amateur and just test your skills, see where you're at, and see what it takes to be one of the best in the world. It definitely takes some time, but if you're dedicated and you work hard at it, put in that time, you could be one of the next superstars.
Well, we're seeing the stepping stones. Junior Gold Championships coming up. The young bowlers getting the experience on the more challenging conditions as they try out for spots on Junior Team USA. And then, of course, those players going on to the collegiate ranks. And all 4 of these players with some experience at the collegiate level. Shannon O'Keefe didn't really start getting into bowling until after college. She was a softball player in college, so she understands the environment. But she now is a national championship winning coach at McKendree. So she's training the next level. She's training people to beat her.
Sure.
Is basically what she's doing. And then Kelly and Liz both spent time at Moorhead.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stephanie Johnson, of course, we mentioned, local staying down here at Central Florida. And at the time, just the stepping stone to the PWBA Tour. Then it went away. Stephanie never had that opportunity. But she stayed sharp with events like the US Women's Open, the USBC Queens, the PBA Women's Series, and they patiently waited for it to come back, and now they have their chance to shine. And we talked to Amanda Fry earlier, who is fresh out of college at Vanderbilt. So she actually bowled for Josie Ernest at Vanderbilt, and now went into college not thinking that this would even be an opportunity. And the dream came true. Before she was done, PWBA Tour came back, and now she can live that dream. She's going to get a master's degree anyway, just in case the tour life doesn't work out. But to be able to have a career and be a bowler now, I think that really changed the sport for the next generation. And that's really what we're focused on. And they're just getting better and better.
That is true. We had some of the Weber girls bowl here this week. Taylor Voltice made the cut. Obviously, Daria Verity, Verity Crawley, former Weber. Diana Z. There is some great college talent, and we have quite a bit of it here in the Central Florida area. I'm excited. We had Leanne Vassbinder, high school standout, state champion here in Florida, that bowled this week, and first time bowling in a pro event, and she enjoyed every minute of it. She actually signed up to bowl next week in St. Pete.
Okay.
So I wish her well.
Excellent. Nice to see some new faces. Of course, we get to see the familiar ones week after week and talk to them and just watch their dreams kind of unfolding on CBS Sports Network and at each event. Some agony in there as well, but that's sports. That's what it's all about. Tons of emotion. We know Kelly Kulick had a rough year personally, losing her mom in December. So came back a little less than focused, I think, was kind of the description, and found a little something at Fountain Valley, so was able to regroup a little bit, and she's headed in the right direction, she says. The motivation, the fire's back a little bit, and that certainly helped after so many TV shows coming up a little bit short. And now she's trying to put herself in position once again, and that's all you can do is get there, and things will happen.
Got to give yourself that chance, and the more you put yourself in those positions, the chances are going up that you're going to figure it out. And Kelly is determined as anyone. So she lit it up today, and I expect a big game out of her here too. So.
All four of these players motivated for different reasons. Johnson, there's two Johnsons here, but Stephanie Johnson looking to reemerge as a top contender and find her way to the season-ending tour championship. Liz Johnson already headed there with a pair of titles this year, including her 9th career major. Kelly Kulick safe for that event as well, but a little more redemption I think she'd be okay with. And Shannon O'Keefe, 4-time titleist, looking to get back on TV and hoist another trophy as well.
Is definitely a grueling format, I will say. Bowling this many games in a short period of time, and the amount of starts and stops really puts the challenge in this event. And these ladies are the ones who have done it the best so far, and they're not done yet. One more game.
Looks like everybody came to play.
Oops.
3 great shots and 1 break. You have to take advantage of those. That's going to happen.
Always. A Key Brook will always be welcome in my game.
3 out of 4 strikes on the board now. See Kelly's got that ankle taped up. That slowed her down a little bit last year as well. Been nursing that most of the 2016 season. Liz got a bum knee, but
it doesn't seem to slow her down.
She powers through that as well.
Kelly's reaction seemed to have gotten to be the best it's been just over the last few hours. It just kept getting better and better this morning, and she looks really, really comfortable with what she's doing, and her ball seems to be reading the lane just like it should, and that's why she's over there.
All right, well, our 2 winners here will advance to the TV show, PWBA Orlando Open. That will be August 6th, Plano, Texas, taped or delayed broadcast on CBS Sports Network. August 15th is the date. They will join number 1 seed Birgit Poplar She ran away from the field during match play. 6-0.
Wow.
6-0, came out strong and never looked back. Plus 694, average 221 for the week to earn the #1 spot. She edged out Danielle McEwen, who led the Group B standings. Danielle will be the #2 seed. Danielle very excited to be back on TV. She said things weren't feeling so great for her. She was about 5 minutes away from going home to work on some physical things, because when things don't feel right physically, then the mental game goes. But to have everything fall into place, very relieving. So we'll have Danielle back as the #2 seed. And now our two winners here will be #3 and #4. And they'll be seeded based on average for the weekend. But all that really means is lane choice. When it comes down to it, they'll bowl each other in the opening match in Plano.
Looks like Liz has a little bit of hold. And she's kind of played pretty direct mostly this week, where a lot of the girls, the other girls had to move left and get a little softer, get around the side of it a little bit, get the ball to get through the front, but still read that mid lane.
Great shot by Johnson, ring 10. So Kendra, in talking to Kelly a few times in recent weeks, her A game is to get left and throw it to the right, kind of go around it, wheel it. Liz Johnson, pretty much the opposite of that. She likes to, as you mentioned, be a little more direct and a little bit faster ball speed.
Sure.
But the fact that both have been able to excel just goes to show that even though the patterns are challenging, you can attack it from different ways. And both players also able to show some versatility along the way. But when you get to play your A game, you really have to like your chances. And when the lanes give you both opportunities, that's fair for everybody.
Sure. I was able to play him a little bit to the right starting yesterday, and then really needed to move in a good bit last night. And I just missed a pretty big move and kind of cost me dearly. But this morning I worked pretty hard to get those angles through the front a little bit more like Kelly is doing, and be a little bit softer to get the ball to read in the right spot. And being that that's not my A game, it was a bit challenging. Unfortunate break over there. The ball continued a little too much, leaving the 4-9 for Kelly. But all in all, this pattern was very fair. Everyone had an opportunity, just a matter of, where you could get lined up, where you could get comfortable, and which ball was going to roll through the pins the right way.
Kelly will give it a run, but she'll fall behind now with the open frame, the 4-9 there in the third. Folks, if you're wondering who you're listening to, this is Matt Cannizzaro here at Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando, Florida. And sitting next to Kendra Gaines, general manager here at Boardwalk and a two-time PWBA Tour champion. Great host, great staff, great facility for this week's event. Kendra even pulled a prize check. So pulling double duty and getting out there.
Don't tell my boss.
Bowling very well. And now some expert analysis here. Our Group Stepladder Finals happening right now. The two winners here will advance to the TV show. Liz Johnson taking on Shannon O'Keefe. Stephanie Johnson taking on Kelly Kulick. So four of the best in the game. And a packed house here. Bleachers full at Boardwalk. Some great bowling happening right now. Liz Johnson spare 3-bagger to pull ahead of O'Keefe. And Johnson with a chance to take advantage there of the Kulick split. Ball return on 14. Trying to ice Liz Johnson. This is.
Oh, I'm not sure that's happening. Another half 10 over there by Stephanie.
But again, if you're just stopping in or stopping by, Liz Johnson looking for her 7th TV appearance of 2017. Only 9 events.
It's just incredible. These formats, being so short, with just a couple days, 24 games we're already in. How she's doing this is just amazing. I mean, her body has to hurt after all of these games.
I think walking off set with that giant check for $20,000 makes it all better.
I'm sure. I'm sure. That one just went a little long, but she got to mix it.
I think Jason Thomas was giving us some stats earlier, and if Liz was to win this event, I believe he said she'll beat her point total from last season. With still a handful of events to go this year.
That's impressive.
As she's trying to win Player of the Year for the 3rd time in a row. That's based on points. And typically that will come down to the Tour Championship, some drama, who gets to the title match, who wins. Rookie of the Year also determined there, but Liz absolutely running away with things here.
She sure is. I mean, her game has been so solid, and, she is just always in play. Nice shot by Shannon. Looks like Stephanie has a little bit of flat 10 4-pin action going on, which is always a little frustrating because you're so close, but yet that ball just doesn't want to read the lane the right way to roll through the pins and get them to go 10 back. It's really tricky.
Well, we knew throughout the week with it only taking -15 to make the cut to the cashers round. Spares very important on these challenging conditions. But at this level, at this point in the event, I don't think spares are going to get the job done.
No, when you get down to these top ladies, and even this morning we saw those scores go up through the the cashers round at the end. They really struggled early on, those first couple games that looked like the cut for the top 12 was going down, and all of a sudden that last game everybody turned the lights on, and Missy I think got in there shooting 246 or 8 the last game. Aaron shot 250 the last game. I mean, there was just big numbers, and when you kind of narrow it down to the people who have the best look, those looks get even better. So it's not surprising to see the scores be a little bit higher here.
Well, got a chance to catch up with Birgit a little bit after she locked up the #1 seed, and she mentioned how challenging the fresh was this week, and we saw the fresh every round. So for her, she felt good about later in the round, game 4, 5, 6, but the real goal for today was to figure out something on the fresh. Obviously, she did that coming into match play. Started with 248, 255, 236. And then at that point, she knew she was going to be comfortable with her look after that and cruised on to a 6-0 record, locked up the top spot. So, it's all about taking what you learn each round and coming back, and she did it. And now she'll be bowling for a title.
That's fantastic. And I got to see her bowl in person for the first time. The last time was last year, I believe, Queen's Show. That I saw her play, and in person she has a very impressive release, and she seemed to be very consistent with her angles through the front, and that's really what it takes when you're bowling on these flatter patterns, that you have to have very consistent angles and speed to be successful, and she really turned it on. Yeah, looks like it's getting a little wiggly maybe over there for Kelly. Well, Shannon's not going away either.
Shannon had 276 on this pair. Her last game, taking down Erin McCarthy, 276, 203. Stephanie Johnson stepped up in the 10th, all three, to get past Josie Ernest Barnes, 207, 201. After Josie 710 in the 10th frame, now Stephanie trying to take advantage of that break again here against Kulick and find her way back onto TV. 16 miles from her home in Texas now. What a great story. Dave and Carolyn, they're going to have a great time talking about that, possibly on TV if Steph can finish this off.
3-6-10 was a pretty common leave when you missed this week. 6 and 7 counts were definitely a sign that you kind of missed just a little bit.
So we're seeing that, and then the opposite of that, the 2-8. A lot of 2-8s.
Yes. There's another 2-pin over there by Stephanie. Well, it's tough when you give Liz an opening like that. It's pretty sure you'll see Liz step up here and pretty much ace one. All right, keeping it close over there, keeping it clean for Stephanie. Wow. Did not expect that out of Liz. Looked like she didn't quite stay in it. Got a little over top of it, pulled it inside a target.
Well, Liz with a good advantage here and a very makeable spare, so that's good news. I've seen some messes out there, certainly.
Easy to do.
But a stat coming from tournament director.
Oh, goodness.
Neil Milligan said every time Liz made match play this year, she has qualified for TV. So
oh, wow.
she gets there and takes advantage for sure.
Another
break.
fortunate break.
So Stephanie clinging to a 1-pin lead here, just past the halfway point. Her game against Kelly Kulick.
That's the shot I was expecting out of Liz. Another half 10 ball, not quite getting through those pins the right way.
Liz still in control. Shannon can step up, throw the last 4 for 223. But Liz then would just need a mark in the 10th. Easier said than done, of course. We said that last game as well with Josie Ernest, but at this level, as long as it's not a 7-10, I kind of like their chances of delivering. Liz probably going to take a peek. Kendra, what would you do in this case? Would you get up there? Obviously, you want to know what's going on. You have to look, kind of get yourself in the mindset, or do you not?
I think with Liz, I think she just stays and plays within her own game. I'm not sure she's a score watcher. And honestly, I think she's just going to get up there and do what she does best, and that's get that ball right where she wants it.
Liz Johnson in control in her match. Kelly and Stephanie going back and forth. Really pin count at this point, as they're both making their spares, but Stephanie with the no-tap 300 going. So keeping the advantage there. Kelly gets the 8 count, loses another pin, so she is down 2 after 6 frames.
And unfortunately, that's another 2-pin over here for Shannon. Just got it a little bit wide with the angle through the front of the lane and just didn't have enough to recover.
Kelly making her spare, and Shannon O'Keefe's week going to come to an end here.
I spoke with Shannon earlier in the week, and she's just been having a tough time matching herself up with the patterns that have been out. So it was nice to see her have a good week, and I know she's very disappointed and expected to get there, get to the TV show, but she's got a lot going on as well. I mean, she has a full-time job as coach at McHenry, and it's tough to balance it all. It's tough to put in all those hours that are required to be the best. And, you know, she's still there, and she'll keep knocking on the door. I know she will. Kelly had an unfortunate break there. Liz with a nice little stone 8, but she will be advancing to the TV show.
Liz will go in as the number 3 seed. So she'll bowl the opening match against either Stephanie Johnson or Kelly Kulick. And this one going to come down to who can throw a strike first almost. Stephanie with a 2-pin advantage.
There's the first one.
Snaps the 10, and you heard the carry in the background. It sounded like Pat Costello.
Sure was.
Stephanie's #1 supporter and collegiate coach, mentor. Liz Johnson victorious over Shannon O'Keefe, 226 to 203. Liz making her 7th TV appearance of the year in 9 events, 7 out of 9.
I know there's a few ladies out here that have a little hashtag. It's LFW, right? Like fine wine. Just gets better with age. You know, Liz's career has spanned a couple decades now, and great shot by Stephanie. You can see the fire there. She's, like I said, that grit, it never goes away. She wants it just like she wanted it last year. See if Kelly can step up.
Kelly's gonna finish this match. Best she can do is 212. Stephanie will know what she needs to do.
And just like the true champion she is, she steps up, gets that strike, and pats herself on the back. I tell you, I'd take any of these ladies to throw a ball for me and be my teammate, that's for sure.
Big 10th frame here for Kelly. Must strike. Put the pressure on Stephanie Johnson. You're watching it here on Extra Frame.
Oh. Didn't quite get it there. Ball read up pretty quickly.
So I know Chris Johnson was on his way to Oklahoma earlier, driving from Vegas for an event out there, and had Extra Frame on with the guys in the car, and pretty proud moment in the works here for the former PBA Rookie of the Year. Definitely a team effort, as you know, to do the bowling thing, the family thing, and everybody having a full-time job as well.
It is a tough balance, and you have to have a great team, or as they say, a village, to help you through all these facets.
Final shot for Kulick.
Oh, there's that 710.
710 again. Offers her thanks.
Great week for Kelly. Great week for Kelly.
190 for Kulick. Stephanie Johnson gonna finish the job here. Stephanie's been at home not bowling on the tour, but watching Extra Frame every week. She knows what the situation has been, what the conditions have been like. She's obviously talked to her friends and teammates, and
not to mention putting in a bunch of practice time.
drills, spares, new equipment. She is headed straight from maternity leave to CBS Sports Network. So Stephanie Johnson making her way to the number 4 seed for the finals of the PWBA Orlando Open.
Such a cool story to do it back here in her old hometown and Central Florida stomping grounds. And not to mention the center that she once worked in, so that's very, very cool.
Finishing touches for Johnson. So she'll now prepare to bowl for a title in her new home center, where she gets to go to work 16 miles from her home in McKinney, Texas. Group sales coordinator at Plano Super Bowl. So not quite full circle, but now the opportunity is there.
Absolutely.
I'm going to run out and take a picture. Leave it with Kendra here. Be right back.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to watch this great Stepladder Finals series. Stephanie's a little emotional, and rightfully so. A little break. Back at it. Liz, a continuing story.
Welcome back to television, Danielle McCune. The winner of that match will then face our tournament leader, who has taken a couple weeks off and has returned all the way from Germany, Birgit Perpler. Bowling fans, these are your top 4 for the TV Stepladder Finals on CBS Sports Network. How about one more big round of applause for our competitors?
Make sure you tune into CBS Sports to watch the ladies bowl. Find out who the Orlando Open champion will be.
For coming out today and for all your support of the PWBA Orlando Open. On behalf of the entire PWBA staff and crew, thank you, and we hope to see you again soon at another PWBA event. Good night, everyone. Be safe, be good, and support your sport.
You're welcome. We'll get Matt back in here. We'll tidy it up. Thank you again for tuning in.
All right, folks, what a day here at the PWBA Orlando Open 2017. We're going to wrap things up here and shut her down. We do appreciate everybody tuning in for the last couple days. Great event, great center, great host. And we appreciate Kendra Gaines joining us here for the Stepladder Finals. How exciting is that? 7 TV shows and 9 events for Liz Johnson, and a magical homecoming for Stephanie Johnson. So we'll look forward to seeing them on TV and seeing Kendra back with us at the U.S. Women's Open, on the lanes possibly,
Possibly.
and in the stands for the TV show that'll tape August 6th, and it will air August 15th on CBS Sports Network. We'll be back here on Extra Frame next week with the PWBA St. Petersburg Clearwater Open. Emil Williams Jr. will be back at it, but we're going to wrap things up. We'll have a recap for you tonight on PWBA.com. We do appreciate everybody tuning in. Kendra, thank you very much for having us this week.
Thank you, Matt. It's been a pleasure. I'm so excited to be hosting again next season, and I look forward to being in the booth if I'm not on the other side of the camera next time.
All right. Well, excellent. Thanks again. We'll be back again in 2018, but right now, time to wrap this thing up, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This is Matt Canizaro for Kendra Gaines, all the staff at the PWBA, and here at Boardwalk Bowl. That's the news for now, and we'll see you on the lanes.